Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shannon Margaret B. Thank you so much for being here. This vlog starts off a little weird. I'm coming to you from the future, and in this vlog I read Good Company by Cynthia Sweeney, and I also read The Last Invitation by Darby Kane. So we had kind of like a literary fiction and then like a thriller. So it was an interesting reading week. I'll let you see how this goes. I do want to say I started this vlog in like literally the worst mood ever, and I was in like a full career spiral tilt, which like I pretty much am every single day. When I filmed the first day of me going out and having some fun. So in this vlog I talk about career stuff, I go on a book sale, I give you a little bit of a book haul from what I got from the book sale, so lots of fun things. But if you don't want to hear my full spiral, I will make a timestamp of when you can jump forward and skip past the career stuff if you don't care. If you do care and you want to watch, it's a few minutes long of me pretty much just in chaos and trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing career-wise. I will leave the timestamp below. I promise I won't be too negative Nelly in future vlogs, but I think it is important to just be honest as possible because I was having a really bad day and I tried my best to turn it around with some fun bookish things, lots of reading, book buying, obviously. So you can see how that goes and what the rest of my reading week looked like. I'm just having a very frustrating time as an adult right now. I hate being an adult. I've been having a tough couple of days just mentally and career-wise. It's funny because I started this channel and I think I was talking about I would do like a book video and like a businessy video every week, and I was a tax accountant and I did that for like 5 years. I hated it. I don't like it. It sucks. If I end up in it, just know that I need to pay my bills, and that's why I ended up back in tax accounting. I'm just going to give you the rundown really quick. So I started the year as a tax accountant, and then I knew that I was going to be wanting to leave tax accounting, so I applied to go back to college to get a third degree. I already have a bachelor's in accounting and a master's in the science of taxation, which why I went to get that degree, I could never tell you. Yes, it qualified me to sit for the CPA exam, but it's such a hyper specific degree. I applied to go back to college to get a bachelor's in mathematics because I wanted to try to be an insurance actuary. So I started the bachelor's and I started applying, could not get an internship as an actuary. And it's so crazy because I have all this business experience already and could not get like an internship call. The degree was just so difficult. I think I thought going back to a bachelor's degree after having done a master's program, like I would be able to get it quicker because maybe it would be a little bit easier because my master's was so freaking hard. The bachelor's, I had to go right into Calc 2 and discrete mathematics, all of your math knowledge of like trig and geometry and proofs and like calc, and I took Calc 1 10 years ago. So I tried a calc refresher course, thought I did okay, and then I went into Calc 2 and I was just like flailing. I could not do it. I had a really hard time. Ultimately, I didn't have the, I guess, financial cushion, you could say, that if I failed classes that I could be in school an extra semester or two. So I like knew I had to finish the degree within a certain amount of time financially. So I unfortunately decided to drop out of that program, which I am sad, but seeing the student loan disappear was quite lovely. I had always worked retail like my whole time through college and on summers. So luckily I had that experience before I even did like my professional experience. So I was able to get a job as like an assistant manager at a store, and that's what I've been doing since April or May. So blessed to have that job. However, to be working as an assistant manager at a store, it just doesn't, first of all, I don't have benefits. I really need health insurance and I need dental insurance like ASAP right now, and life is expensive. Everything's expensive. What we're doing now is we are still an assistant manager of the store. Luckily, that's been going well this year. I'm applying to jobs right now, and I spent most of yesterday applying. I feel like at least once or twice a week on my days off, because I do work about 5 days and then I have like 2 random days off. Sometimes they're back to back. Sometimes it's like I get Sunday and Wednesday off, or I get Monday and Tuesday off. Like I get random days off every week. So that's when I've been starting to apply. But pretty much my road forward is I'm trying to apply for entry-level accounting positions. So those are the people that are like doing the financial reporting, whereas what I was always doing was taking those financial reports and creating tax returns and tax filings and whatever you may. Now I kind of want to be on the other side and see what that's like. And it's so crazy because I have a bachelor's degree in accounting and I can't get an interview as to be an entry-level accountant. And it's blowing my mind and it's making me really frustrated. Anyway, the applying is not going well and it's so time consuming, and I feel like I spend so much time on cover letters and redoing my resume, and then like no one even looks at it. Literally nobody looks at it. Nobody calls me. It's like I don't exist. So this is what I started this morning. Good company is good. It's cute. I feel like I really want like a comforting read today, and this is kind of giving those vibes. It brings me to today. I'm off from work and I don't feel like sitting there applying and getting aggravated and sad today. So I'm going to kind of just get some distance from my laptop and from screens and scrolling and keep myself busy today. I like really want more books right now, but there is a book sale about an hour away, and it's kind of like up in more of like the mountainy part of Connecticut. To take a nice long drive. I don't know if I'll really get anything from this book sale. I've never been to this library before, but they have 4 days of sale, and then last night they had their preview night, which usually I find if the libraries are doing a preview night or preview hours, it's usually a pretty good one. Whatever I get, I will show you. Hopefully I find like something, but yeah, I'm gonna take the drive. It's like an hour, so since I have all these on audio, I'm going to listen to something on audio, and then the sale is by one of the mountain trails, so I'm actually possibly gonna do that. I'm gonna see how cold it is. It's been very, very windy here. I had such a nice time going to a cafe. The book sale was good. I'll show you the books maybe when I get to my little hike. It did warm up, so I am gonna go to my hike. But I got a caramel apple latte and it is delicious. I wish it was a little more apple. Pearse was driving here and passed a Goodwill, and I'm just trying to like make little stops so that maybe the drive home isn't so long. But I want to show you what I got at the book sale, and then of course I had to stop at Goodwill, which was against my better judgment. The book sale was fine. I think I was like rushing through it at first and I was like cranky, and I ended up with 7 books. They were $2 each, so I spent $14. So the first one I got is Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult, and I'm glad that I found this as a paperback because I kept seeing the hardcover, but I just really wanted this in paperback. And this one is actually one that wasn't on my wish list, but I'd heard about it and then I was reading this and it sounded so fun. It's called Una Out of Order, and I think on her birthday she keeps skipping years and waking up at different years in her life, so that sounded really fun. Called Black Chalk by Christopher Yates. It says 1 game, 6 students, 5 survivors, and it's inspired by the author's time at Oxford University. And it sounds a lot like the book Panic by Lauren Oliver, which is a YA book, but this sounds like the adult version. Ghosts by Dolly Alderton. Oh my god, there's someone staring at me. It's okay, I don't live up here, so I'm not gonna be back here. This is about a girl who gets ghosted by a guy and gets pissed. I've read 2 Tessa Baileys and I really enjoy them, and this is Chase Me by Tessa Bailey. This one is one that was definitely on my wish list. This is Madame by Phoebe Wynne, and the cover really reminds me a lot of The Retreat, so hopefully I feel the same about this one. This one takes place in the Scottish Cliffs When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. So got some good ones at the sales. I stopped at Goodwill. I got a very questionable book, which I don't know if I will actually review on my channel, but I got Lights Out,
and I've heard this is like a crazy inappropriate romance, but the premise sounds kind of interesting, and I don't know, I feel like some people that I really trust their reviews have liked it, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot and try something out of my comfort zone. Never Tell by Lisa Gardner. I've been like so afraid to try Lisa Gardner's. I don't know why. I think I read one maybe when I was in high school, but I don't remember which one. It looks brand new and the premise sounded really interesting, so we'll give Lisa Gardner a shot.
This is future me who tried to edit this vlog and realized when I was talking about what Good Company was about, I was eating my wrap, and I'm going to spare you watching me eat while trying to talk because I don't know why I thought that that would be a good idea. This book, Good Company, is about Flora and Margot. So Flora is happily married, and one day she's looking for like a photograph. Her daughter's going off to college and she wants to give her daughter this photograph. She's looking for it through the garage and she finds her husband's wedding band that he said had gone missing. And so she's trying to deal with the fact that her husband, who she's been happily married to, has somehow lied to her and she really has no idea why or what may have happened in the past. You're also following Margot, who is Flora's friend, who she's trying to support Flora through her whole life, and they're both within like the entertainment actor industry. Flora's kind of like the underdog. She does more like voiceovers and she always feels a little less than compared to like Margot's flashy, like she's in like a Grey's Anatomy like show. So that is the main premise of the book, a big story about family and motherhood and just marriage and friendship.
Hi. Are you hungry?
I am in my TBR because my TBR lives behind my bedroom door, and I actually just reorganized all of it. This is the TBR. This is how she's looking. She's looking really good in my opinion. However, I am about to add some books to it. It's only 5 o'clock, so I still have the whole night to go. I did work on this diamond art quite a bit. I actually started this side. I have about 60 pages left of Good Company, and I really want to know how it ends. I'm really enjoying this book. I think if you find books that are kind of like a meditation on relationships, this is a very interesting and well-written story. I want to finish this, and I do want to start The Last Invitation tonight because this sounds really, really cool and like a really grippy thriller after reading Good Company. It is Thursday. I work tomorrow and I work Saturday, and then we have a family event on Sunday. However, we are having our Halloween party tomorrow night because on Halloween, my husband was insanely sick. We also lost power, so it actually worked out that we weren't hosting Halloween because we completely lost power for, I think, from like 5 o'clock to maybe like 2 in the morning. So yeah, we would have had no way to like heat up food or anything for everybody. Like Halloween's over, but everyone I guess bought costumes and like really wanted us to still host the Halloween party. So it's mostly my husband's friends and their girlfriends, so that'll be nice. Unfortunately, all my friends are out of state, so. Happy Monday. I realized I have not updated on my reading so far, and I have some reading updates. Our party went so well on Friday night. It was really fun. Everyone was still into it even though it wasn't Halloween, so that was really good. I feel like I had a good weekend because I was seeing a lot of people, and I feel like seeing people is like the number one thing that like lifts my mood. It makes me feel a little bit more optimistic, and obviously applied to some jobs actually this morning and like woke up and got after it, so I'm feeling a little bit better. I will be working all day today, but anyway, the books. Good Company, I finished this. I'm giving it a 3.75 out of 5. I talked very highly of it. I still think it's a really important story about relationships and family and friendships and children and just like growing older with your partner. I think it's an interesting kind of meditation on marriage. And I did really like the writing style. However, I just didn't really like how it ended. It was like super rushed to wrap up. Just kind of left me like disappointed at the end. I have The Nest by Cynthia Sweeney, so I am going to read that at some point because I really did enjoy the writing in this, and it is like a nice short literary fiction. So if you're ever looking for like a nice quick literary fiction, I think this is definitely a good option and definitely covers a lot of topics that were very interesting to me. The Last Invitation by Darby Kane. I'm about halfway through this. This book is interesting. It's about a society that kind of gets together and votes on these men that are doing bad things within society. They're hurting women, or they're swindling money, or they're doing illegal activity. And these women come together and decide who to punish. And you're following two stories, Jessa and Gabby. Gabby is a mother whose ex-husband dies. She doesn't know if it's a murder or if he actually did kill himself. And they have a daughter to worry about, and she's all wrapped up in this. And then you're also following Jessa, who's like a family wellness lawyer who tries to like decide who the child should go with in a divorce. I think the book is fun so far. I actually read like the first 75 pages in one sitting. Like I couldn't get enough of it. It was so good. In the middle part, like middle 2/3, I'm starting to feel like it's a little repetitive and getting a little silly, but I kind of feel like it might take a turn and like be a pretty solid thriller. So I'm interested to see. One fun fact is that there is an error in the book, which like I've never actually read a book that had like such a blatant error, where it was like he looked at Jessa, but like we were in a Gabby chapter and Jessa was not in the room. Like I was just so confused. I am working today. I'm going to listen to some of the audio on my commute and see if I can get any reading done on my break as well. And then last night I did get quite a way through my diamond art. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm starting to get like some detailing done and some of the sidewalk filled in. I feel like a big thing I have to do now is like all of the flowers. I'm going to run to work before I end up late. Last reading update. So I finished The Last Invitation by Darby Kane last night. I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. I thought the premise of this society of women who are deciding outside of the law, like what punishments they can give out, I thought that premise was really interesting. Ultimately, the two characters that you're following throughout the book, Jessa and Gabby, I didn't like either of them, and I felt like I wasn't really rooting for them because they both have done bad things, and I don't understand totally how I'm supposed to like love them. Felt a little conflicted about this book. Like, if the law systems fails to put people away who actually did really bad things, should we uphold the justice system decision, or should you take matters into your own hands? It was an interesting kind of view on that. This was almost 400 pages, and for a thriller, sometimes I feel like long thrillers really lose me at a certain point, and I really do want to give her other one, Pretty Little Wife, a chance, because I think that's like her main book that she's known for. I didn't mind the writing. I have like a ton of feelings about it. I also feel like for how quick and short the chapters were, if you like quick and short chapters, this is a good one. I felt like it took me so long to read it because I just like kept putting it down. It just took me like a lot of sittings to get through this book for some reason. Also, we are at the end of the video, so I got 2 books done this week. I think in my clip I gave this a 3.8. I'm gonna give this a 4 just because I thought about this book like every day since I finished it, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and it's a nice, quick literary fiction, woman's fiction. I have a new goodie, and yeah, I'll try another Darby Kane at some point, but we'll see if I ever come across it at a book sale. Crafting update. We're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!